Hey everyone, I'm Patrick Arnold, analyst at ARC, talking to you here at the ARC Forum in Orlando. Today, I'm sitting down with Ravi Subramanyan from HiveMQ. Ravi, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your company?
Absolutely, and good morning to all. Ravi Subramanyan, like you said, I'm the Director for Industry Solutions at HiveMQ. HiveMQ is a distributed data compute platform. So we started off as a MQTT broker. So what it is basically the ability to get data from multiple different sources, be it your factory machines, if you will, operational data, or application data from the various applications, maybe on the OT and IT side. OT is operations technology, IT is information technology, like your MES system or your CMMS system and other systems, and combine that with like more IT data like ERP and PLM. Why do you need to do that? Is because like if you want to truly understand the state of your operations, if you want to do analytics, and you need like data from all of these different things. The issue is that the data is sitting in various silos. So we try to break the silo and get the data and create this like single source of truth. And MQTT is the well-known technology that works in like limited connectivity situations or limited bandwidth situations. It started in oil and gas in the late 90s, and since then it's become open sourced. And we made our product HiveMQ, started in 2012, riding this MQTT wave and building our solution on top of that. And I manage their industrial portfolio focused on smart manufacturing.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have had quite the exciting evolution.
We did.
So how do you guys differentiate yourselves in this market?
Yeah, like I said, we started off as an MQTT broker, and also, like I said, anybody can build a broker, right? That's a reality because it's an open source. MQTT is an open source software. But what we did was, and it's also because where we started. We are a German company, and we started off with the connected car space. In the connected car, it's all about providing the in-vehicle experience of ensuring that you have the right data to be able to provide the infotainment, remote diagnostics, and things like that, right? So naturally, like if you take an OEM like a BMW or a Mercedes, they have millions of vehicles on the road, and all of that needs to be managed through whatever servers that are communicating with the data. So naturally, scalability is absolutely important. You need to scale up to millions of connections at the same time and be able to maintain and manage that without losing connectivity or security, right? So if you lose connectivity, you want to be able to recover and then reestablish connectivity and then authenticate all of those connections. So that's where we started. So scalability, reliability, and security are our bedrocks, and that's how we really differentiate ourselves. A lot of our customers love us because we just work. We just work. Even like if Rome is burning, HiveMQ is there, and we absolutely work. So that's our claim to fame. But then like since then, we have evolved ourselves to also the edge, because we understand that the journey of the data starts right at the edge, right? Where the data is created. And we want to be able to help customers figure out like, okay, I have this data on maybe like an OPC server or like a Modbus device, PLCs or other sensor devices. So why not go down and create like an edge gateway that does some data translation? And it's a purpose-built software because there are a lot of players that have these edge gateways. What we want to do is like be able to like do some data translation and then serve as an edge broker where you can actually like start collecting the data, improve the quality of the data right at the edge, because obviously quality is not just about like bringing all the data to the cloud. It becomes way too costly, right? When you bring all the data to the cloud and try to do modifications, it's too late. You want to do it at the source, and that's what we do through our edge solution. And then we have something called a data hub that like ensures that the data quality is high. Like the range of the data, like temperature has to be between like 60 degrees Celsius and 80 degrees Celsius, and other temperature values are not needed. So we can do that filtering through scriptings and things like that. So that's kind of like where we've evolved to go from just a data broker to like a complete edge to cloud data management solution to enable all those AI applications and digital twins and things like that.
Oh yeah, I had a question about unified namespace.
Yeah.
So there's been a little confusion about what exactly it is, what it does.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about HiveMQ's approach?
Yes, so a unified namespace lends itself very well to what a broker does, right? Because a broker is all about like a publish subscribe, because you want a single source of truth, right? Where you have publishers publishing data and then subscribers subscribing to that data. It just makes it more elegant from a connectivity perspective. Instead of having a client-server connections, having millions of connections, which creates a spaghetti architecture in your factory, because 10 systems need to talk to like 20 different systems. So you have like 200 connections going back and forth. Right? It's very inefficient. As opposed to that, a pub sub is like more of a distributed architecture where you have a single broker and then multiple sources coming in, multiple sources going out, right? That's great. And then it provides real-time data and things like that. But it's only like as good as the quality of the data coming in, right? So what unified namespace does on top of what the MQTT broker does is basically ensuring that you have a context on that data, contextualizes the data. Like what do you mean by that, right? Where is the data coming from? What is the lineage of that data? How do you make sure that like you rationalize the data between the whatever like values, the tags, for example, coming from your devices, your machines, to the similar tags that you find in your other locations, maybe a CMS system or a ERP or an MES system. So rationalizing all of the data, bringing only the necessary data, creating like what we call a model, like some kind of like a data model, if you will, that then serves with an MQTT broker to enable all of your data like management use cases, AI, ML. So it's a very structured approach to maintaining and managing your data, to make sure that it serves all the real-time needs of your business, piggybacking on MQTT.
Okay, so you sort of tease the idea of AI. You know, Gen AI and agentic AI are huge topics right
Absolutely.
now. Can you speak a little bit more about HiveMQ's message toward those technologies?
Yeah, so we've looked at multiple surveys. We've talked to multiple people where people talk about AI and the adoption of AI. While obviously, like people feel that AI is the silver bullet, and the companies are asking their employees to go and look at AI and see how it can solve their problems and get them like to competitive advantage. The reality is that it all depends on the use cases that you have, right? The company culture that you have and the goals that you have, what you need to achieve, and how AI can kind of like help with that. So it's kind of like a means to an end as opposed to a solution to all the problems. And what a lot of customers have felt is that it's great, but then like there are some impediments to adopting AI. One is like the data quality is really poor, because like when you're getting data from like all of these different sources, you realize that your data quality is not quite there. Second thing is like I think employee are not quite ready for adopting. So you create all these like AI technologies and things like that, but your employees are not trained. They're not quite ready for that, for adopting it. And then there is obviously a feeling that it's going to take away your job, right? So there is that as well. So data management becomes a very, very important aspect if you want to ensure that your AI models are adopted. Like, because when you build an AI model and then it fails because the data is not good enough, your trust is lost. And that's what we are enabling. We are that layer before AI that ensures that you have the right data models, the real-time data, the good quality data, the normalized data, if you will, contextualized data, that then enables your AI application, and it boosts the trust in your AI models and increases the adoption of AI.
All right, that sounds great. So Ravi, is there anything new coming in 2025 that you can tell us about?
Yeah, so what we are doing is like when it comes to unified namespace, we feel that we have all of the recipes of unified namespace, meaning we have an edge gateway that does a lot of the collecting the data from the different various sources, converting the data, doing store forward into the enterprise. And then we have the data hub module that does like data quality management, if you will, translation, if you will. In some cases, you want to translate from like the Sparkplug format, if you will, into straight MQTT, or from Google Protobuf into JSON. So we have elements of that, right? And then we also have what we call extensions, which extends the data from our broker into other solutions like cloud solutions like Azure, AWS, and Kafka solutions. So we have recipes of that, but we don't have something that pulls all of these things together. And that's kind of like what we are currently working on. We've coined it like a distributed data compute model, if you will, which is kind of like part of this whole data fabric conversation that we're actually going to be talking about later today as well. It's like how you kind of like create like a single experience that ensures that like compute is not only distributed, but it's also unified in a way that makes sense for our customers. So we are trying to build a unified namespace concept-based distributed data compute platform. Is because we feel that will kind of like pull all the things that we currently have together.
Okay, so you talk about this data fabric, and does that tie into this idea of call it IT-OT convergence or intersection?
Yes.
Is that helping to smooth this idea that, bridging this gap?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And that's the goal of the data fabric, is to enable the conversations between IT and OT teams to happen more seamlessly, more organically. Now, obviously, there are three things that make the biggest difference for IoT projects to see the light of the day, right? People, process, and technology. So technology, data fabric, technology, distributed computing, UNS, there's a lot of technologies out there, and you'll see a lot at the ARC, right? A lot of technology providers. But the key thing is, how do you match that technology with the people, meaning the culture of the company, the leadership style, your strategy that you have as a company, what you want to achieve, and the people that you have. Let's not forget them, right? I mean, what the people really want, right? So what basically all of this data fabric needs to be matched to all the management that you have, the goals that you have, and the people that you have to enable that it is successful. So one of the key things that we try to work with our customers is not to just thrust the technology into them, but to kind of get that buy-ins, to build these experiences that can generate ROI, that can generate the value, that they can go back to management and sell it in their own language. Hey, by doing this, you will get a competitive advantage. By doing this, you will actually get more profitability, get into new markets that you're not currently able to do. That is the value that management loves, and that's how we can succeed with the data fabric and all of the technologies that we're putting together.
All right, well, thanks so much, Ravi.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
This has been Patrick Arnold at the ARC Forum speaking with Ravi Subramanyan from HiveMQ. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.